Andrew is accused of very serious sexual offences. He's accused of corruption in public office, and he's accused of attempting to corrupt police officers by asking them to help him besmirch the name of Virginia Giuffre. Andrew is the one who should be having police officers coming up and saying, you cannot stay here, you have to move out. We now know that this building behind us, which belongs to the country, he is not paying rent. This whole Great Windsor Park belongs to the country, and they treat it like their own private property and use it to protect Andrew from scrutiny.
Yeah, so we're staging a stunt here just to really drive home the point that this whole debate around Andrew is offensive. I mean, it cannot be about titles. It has to be about criminal investigation and prosecution and an inquiry into who knew what when. And now the government are joining in, colluding to cover up and protect Andrew by refusing to have anything to do with this. And it's just absolutely disgraceful. So we are here to drive that point home as hard as we can, right outside the gates of Royal Lodge, as loud as we can. And hopefully Andrew has got the message, and hopefully political leaders have got the message, and hopefully the police will also get the message and take action.
And if Andrew is in that house today, hang your head in shame and then come out and answer these charges.
Breaking news. Campaigners demand royal inquiry as Republic protest erupts outside Windsor Estate. The morning air over Windsor was cold, thick with an uneasy calm that broke suddenly when a small group of campaigners arrived at the gates of a grand estate belonging to a member of the royal family. The silence of the royal lawns was shattered by the low hum of cameras, the crackle of a megaphone, and the unfolding drama of banners that demanded a reckoning. 2 banners were unfurled in bold yellow and black. One read, "End Royal Secrecy," its words striking and uncompromising. The other banner, larger and even more incendiary, bore a collage of royal figures with the headline, "What are you hiding? Royal EPSTEIN Inquiry Now." The message was unmistakable. The Republic movement, long a thorn in the side of the British monarchy, had chosen to confront the royal establishment directly at Windsor, demanding transparency, accountability, and justice. At the heart of the protest was a renewed fury over ongoing allegations surrounding royal finances, secretive property deals, and the unresolved controversies linked to the Duke's associations. According to the campaigners, this demonstration was not just about one man. It was a symbol of a deeper rot in the institution of monarchy itself. A Republic spokesperson, his voice echoing through the megaphone, declared, "We are here to demand the end of royal secrecy. The British people deserve to know how their money is being used, who pays the bills, and why the palace continues to protect privilege over truth." Behind him, camera crews filmed every angle. Journalists scribbled notes furiously. The crowd, though small, carried an air of defiance. They were standing before one of the most heavily guarded estates in Britain, challenging not only an individual royal, but the entire culture of silence that had protected the monarchy for centuries. The target of the protest, the royal residence itself, loomed quietly in the background. Its pale pink facade stood in stark contrast to the angry slogans fluttering in the breeze. It was once a place of comfort and privilege, now turned into the epicenter of a scandal that refused to fade. Rumours had circulated for weeks that the Duke had been asked to vacate the residence after failing to meet rent obligations following his loss of royal duties and funding. Inside the gates, the silence was deafening, but outside, Republic's members were determined to make noise, symbolic and political. A protester named Daniel Wright, holding one side of the black banner, said sharply to reporters, "They can't keep hiding behind the palace walls. The time for secrecy is over. We are taxpayers, and we are the ones funding their lifestyle. If they can't pay rent, why should they be living in these luxury homes?" His words struck like arrows. The controversy surrounding royal finances had already sparked outrage across the country. The monarchy had insisted that its spending was justified by tradition and national symbolism, yet the public mood had shifted drastically. For Republic, an organisation dedicated to replacing the monarchy with an elected head of state, this was not just another protest. It was a declaration of war on royal opacity. Behind the scenes, sources close to the campaign said that the protest had been carefully planned to coincide with new calls for a public inquiry into the handling of royal assets and connections. The mention of the Epstein scandal, printed boldly on the yellow banner, was a deliberate choice, meant to provoke debate, outrage, and media attention. The tension between the British monarchy and its critics had reached a boiling point. Each new revelation about property privileges, financial loopholes, or questionable friendships added more fuel to a fire that the palace could no longer extinguish. As the protesters stood firm, police officers arrived quietly, monitoring the scene, but allowing it to continue peacefully. Windsor locals stopped their morning walks to watch the spectacle unfold. Many pulled out their phones, capturing the confrontation that felt almost historic. "We're not going anywhere," said another protester. "They can try to ignore us, but the truth is already out there. The monarchy is losing its grip. They've hidden too much for too long, and now even their walls can't keep the questions out." The word secrecy became a chant, echoing through the tree-lined drive. The banners, now whipping in the wind, carried a sense of rebellion that felt contagious. A journalist from a foreign outlet shouted a question. "What exactly are you demanding today?" Without hesitation, the campaign's lead organizer replied, "An independent inquiry, total transparency. We want every financial transaction, every property deal, every connection scrutinized. The royals must face the same standards as everyone else. No more immunity, no more secrecy, no more excuses." Inside the royal compound, sources whispered of a tense atmosphere. Guards remained at their posts, and there was no visible sign of movement from within. The royal family's press office refused to comment, as was customary during controversies. Yet, even their silence seemed to speak volumes. This was not the first time Republic had made its voice heard. In previous years, the group had protested at coronation events, state ceremonies, and public royal appearances. But this moment felt different. The imagery, the setting, and the timing combined to deliver a symbolic blow to an already strained institution. Observers noted that the monarchy's aura of mystique, once its greatest shield, had become its greatest weakness. In an era of social media transparency, people wanted answers, not ceremony. They wanted accountability, not pageantry. By midday, the story had spread across digital platforms. Photos of the banners went viral. Online debates erupted, some defending tradition, others demanding revolution. The Republic Group's message resonated beyond Windsor. Politicians, commentators, and celebrities weighed in, fueling the narrative that the monarchy was increasingly out of touch with modern Britain. Even within Parliament, whispers began circulating about whether the institution could continue to justify its existence amid growing calls for reform. A Labour MP tweeted, "The British public deserves transparency. No family should be above scrutiny." That tweet alone was retweeted tens of thousands of times. The scandal surrounding the Duke's residency, that he had allegedly been living rent-free despite prior commitments, became a lightning rod for criticism. Newspapers speculated that the Crown estate, technically owned by the state, was quietly footing the bill. Meanwhile, Republic's legal team announced plans to file a formal petition demanding that parliamentary committees investigate royal funding mechanisms and property allocations. "The monarchy cannot operate as a private business when it is funded by public money," a spokesperson said during an afternoon interview. "If a royal cannot pay rent, the public should know why. The idea that these matters are hidden behind constitutional privilege is outrageous." The confrontation between Republic and the royal institution, though peaceful, symbolized a deeper societal fracture, one that had been growing since the dawn of the 21st century.
To all my amazing and curious Sussex family, thank you all for watching our videos, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and put a comment. Bye bye. See you in our next episode. Bye.